Hi, it's Talsvids. In this video I'm going to show you the multitasking feature on the iPad in iOS 11. Now in iOS 11 the iPad has had a big change compared to what it was like in iOS 10. The iPad's probably got more new features than what the iPhone has, and in this video I'm going to show the multitasking feature in it and also drag and drop. Now if we look at the very bottom of the screen we can see a row of apps in the dock. Now this has changed from iOS 10. It now has in iOS 11 a more Mac-like appearance to what the dock's like on a Mac computer. Now if we look on the dock, towards the right hand side of it we can see a little vertical line, and where that vertical line is there's three other apps. Now these three apps on this part are the ones that we've used most recently, and also the ones that are on the left hand side, we can drag them apps out and we can also add some new ones to it as well. So these are basically apps that you use most often that you want quick access to. You might, for example, have these on different pages on your iPad. Well, rather than flicking onto another page to access that app, you can drag them to the dock and you've got them there and then on whatever screen you've got. Now on the home screen the dock will remain on all the time, but when we go into an app, which I'll show shortly, the dock will disappear. So if we go into Safari first of all, and we can see now that the dock has disappeared, we simply just swipe up from the bottom of the screen and that will reveal the dock. If we want to get rid of it, we just swipe back down. If we want to multitask, well, if we basically want to use another app along with Safari or whatever other app you want to use, you simply just drag the app that you want to use along with the other one off of the dock and it'll appear on the screen in a smaller version, and you can then just drag it either to the left or to the right depending on your preference of where you want to place it. So in this example I'll be using the 1Password app, which is one I use quite often with Safari as it allows you to log into websites. I can highly recommend the app if you haven't already got it. So the 1Password app is the fifth one along from the left hand side. So if I just touch on that, drag it off, you can see there's a miniature version of it, and I can drag either to the left or to the right. So I'll just drag mine to the right, and then when you drag it right over to the edge it'll open up in sort of like a 70-30 split on the screen. Now if you look down the black line that separates the two apps, we can see a faint grey little bar. Now if you drag that over to the left, that'll open them up in a 50-50 split, and again if you swipe over to the right, that'll give more to the left hand app, and if we want to do the same and bring more of the right hand side app in view, we can just drag that over to the left. In this demonstration I'll just have a 50-50 split. So that's how you have another app running side by side. Now at the very top of the right hand side app we can see a little faint, like a white or light grey little tab bar at the top. Now if I swipe down, that'll bring it back out into its, well, for want of a better word, floating view. So once you've finished with the right hand side app, if you want to get rid of it, you just simply swipe over to the right hand side completely and it'll disappear off the edge of the screen. Another thing you can do in iOS 11 is you can drag information off of one app and into another. So in this example I'll show it with Safari and the Notes app. So this is quite useful if you want to perhaps insert a picture into a note off of a web page, or you even want to include a web address in the notes as well. So you just swipe up from the bottom to reveal the dock. Now the Notes app on mine is on the right hand side, so you simply just drag that out, place it to where you want it to, and you've got the note open there. Now you just simply write your note. And I'll just get rid of the keyboard and you can see exactly what I'm doing. And to get rid of the keyboard you just touch the bottom right hand side key on the keyboard and that'll get rid of it. Now say I'm wanting to insert this picture of this little Amazon Echo Dot into this note. I would simply just touch and hold on the photo, and as you can see there, it starts to float out in a little image, and then you just drag it into the note on the right hand side, and there we've got our photo off the website. Now it doesn't have to be a website, it could be off of a Google search or anything like that, or even from the Photos app that we've got on the iPad, but the procedure is the same. You just basically touch and hold on the photo or information, and you drag it into the app. That will either be on your right or left hand side depending on where you choose to place it. Now if I also want to provide a web address, or instead of a photo I wanted to drag a web address, if we go to the top of the Safari page we can see the web address for this particular item, and it's the same procedure. You just touch and hold on the web address bar, that'll float out, and you just drag that, and you can get there a little preview of what that particular web address is. So this is quite useful as well if you're wanting to email this information or email this note to someone. So I think that about covers everything for the side-by-side app view in the multitasking and also the drag and drop. Now in iOS 11, the way you access the control center and the recently used apps, it's changed slightly to what it was in iOS 10. Now the control center and the recently used apps, they're all housed in the one place. And to access the control center, you simply just swipe up from the bottom of the screen, and you just keep swiping up the screen until you see this next screen appear. So now we've got the control center / recently used apps screen. So on the right hand side of my screen we can see the control center. So you can switch off Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode, adjust the screen brightness, the volume level, and also on this very right hand side here we've got some quick access to do not disturb, camera, screen orientation lock, camera, new note, and a few others. Now these particular ones, they can be customized in the settings app on the iPad. You can also add some more onto these as well. Now to the left of these we can see Safari, Notes, Amazon Music, 1Password. Now these are apps that we've recently had open, and if we want to close one of these apps, for example, now I'll just choose Amazon Music. You simply just swipe up on that particular app and that'll make it close. So I'll do the same on Notes, so it's just a touch and a swipe up and that'll get rid of it. So I think that about covers everything for the control center and recently used apps part of the video. Now like I mentioned in the last part of the video, you can customize the controls or the layout in the control center, and to do this you go into settings, and then when you're in settings there's a section on the left hand side with control center. We just touch that, and then that'll bring up this other option where we can customize controls, and we touch that. Now in the top part here we've got include section. Now this is already what's included in the control center that we're seeing earlier on. So we've got the timer there, the camera, the notes, the screen recording. Now beside each one of them we've got a little red circle. Now if you touch that little red circle, that'll delete that particular function or icon from the control center. And if we look lower down we've got more controls, and these are the ones that we can add into the control center either as well as or instead of the ones that are above. So you could add the alarm clock, the Apple TV remote, and basically all the other ones that we can see here. And another thing that we can do as well, so if I just add this stopwatch, we can see there now it's added the stopwatch at the very bottom of the include section. Now if the stopwatch was a feature that you used quite often, if we look on the right hand side edge we can see 3 little horizontal lines. Now if we touch on them and hold, that'll bring this little bar up, and we can drag, basically place it at the top of the include section, and we can also do that with the timer as well. We can bring it down, we can bring it back up. You can basically just rearrange until at the order that you prefer. So I think that about covers everything for that section as well. And I think basically I'll now bring the video to an end because I think I've covered everything. If you have found the video useful, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will receive emails when I upload any new videos. Well, thanks for watching. Goodbye.